Well, look what just arrived. Heat shield for over the top. Shower head, shower hose. Propane regulator. Fittings. It even came with batteries. I'm actually pretty surprised about that. I'm not sure what type of batteries those are, but they don't look great. Plumber's tape. Okay, then we have the unit itself. Heat, water pressure, propane, water output, water input. That's where the batteries go. It's actually heavier than I thought it would be. That's where your flame would ignite. On-off switch. Handle. Mounting brackets. Vent. Alright, so this is what we have going on now. I put the tankless water heater in the camper shower. I do have an onboard water heater, but I just don't think it's very efficient. I mean, it takes 20 minutes to heat the water, and you're heating basically a small tank of water for, you know, only needing a little tiny bit to shower in. So I decided to go with one of these. It is an EcoTemp L5. I'm going to try it out tonight. I went with this model because it has the heat shield. I do also have a vent up here with a fan. So, and I know that these are meant to be outdoor units only, but I figure with the vent and the fan going and the heat shield, it should be okay. I have carbon monoxide alarms in here, several of them, so yeah, I'm going to try it out. It's unfortunate though that I had to mount it on this side because the taps are over here, and that's why I have this kind of setup happening. So basically with this, I'll be able to turn on the water, pull up on this thing, the water will go into the input, which I don't know if you can see. This is the input, this is the output, that goes to the shower head. This is just on here out of the way. You can take it off and do whatever with it, but I didn't want it over here on this other one because then you have basically it hanging down right in the center of the shower. So that's no good. But yeah, we did have to cut a hole in the wall under the medicine cabinet here to put the propane line outside because there's a 20-pound tank outside. There's just no place in here for a 20-pound tank. So anyway, that's the setup so far. Gonna try it out tonight. I already tried it out, make sure it worked and everything, but I just want to make sure I'm gonna find the water hot enough and stuff. So I was messing around with the controls. It seems like the more water pressure you have, regardless of how hot you have this knob here, the water gets cooler. So I kind of have the water pressure on a minimum. I don't need a lot of pressure anyway. It's the water pressure now is plenty. It's more than enough for what I need. So I'll just test it out here in a moment. I'll cut back in. I should mention too that this shower head came with the unit and it has an on-off switch. So when it's off, the flames inside of this thing go out. So, I mean, if the water's off, it has no need to heat anything. It's not just going to keep a flame going in there if there's no water going through. So that's a bonus too. Okay, so I'm going to turn the water on. You're going to hear the pump cut in. And I think this is in the off position. Yes. Set that down. I'm going to pull up on this thing. The water will go up into here. Actually, this has to be turned on. There's a switch right under here. So now it's on. So if I turn this on, you'll hear clicking, and that's the flame starting, and you'll see flames through here. Yeah, sorry about that. I actually had to go outside and turn the propane off. I forgot I had it shut off. So we'll go ahead and try that again. So this is off. Perfect. Water on. Turn the water on. You can see the flames. They're there. Hot water. Yeah, the clicking you hear is the igniter starting the flame. So that is why there are 2 D-cell batteries in this thing right here. They're enclosed just to keep them protected from the water, the moisture, that sort of thing. I'll mention too that being off-grid, you use as little water as possible when you shower. So it's not like there will be a ton of heat boiling out of this thing for 10-15 minutes for the duration of the shower, because it's pretty much, you turn the water on for, you know, 30 seconds, less than a minute anyway, to wet down, shut the water off, then lather up, turn the water on to rinse off, that sort of thing, because you're trying to conserve as much water as you can. So really in here I'm not super concerned about heat coming out of that, because I'm not going to be running it for any length of time, and it's a nice feature that once you cut the water off, the propane or the flames will go out. So yeah, that's all I've got for now. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut back in later, just kind of report back after I shower and use this thing to let you know how I find it, how it works, if I like it. So yeah, I'll cut back in later. Okay, so just had my first shower using the tankless water heater, and I'm impressed. It was pretty good. The water was plenty hot. That was one of my worries. I thought maybe it wouldn't get hot enough. It was plenty hot. I have the water pressure down almost as low as it will go, I guess, and it's pretty neat actually that there's a control for the water pressure. That might help conserve a little water as well, having it on a lower pressure. Yeah, I was definitely happy with it. Yeah, so it's mid-May. I plan on using this thing right through until December if I can, as long as the temperatures don't dip too low at that time of the year. But yeah, I'm impressed. Definitely thumbs up from me.